One final race to go when we swing to the streets of St. Pete. It's yet another new venue here on Green Flag TV, making its debut this afternoon. as we get set to go racing in South Florida. Welcome to the final race of the Beer League here on Wednesday night. My name is Rempel alongside Chris Hannigan. We bring you all of racing action from start to finish here this afternoon. Chris, this one anticipated to be quite the show. It's a street circuit not unlike Long Beach. It is extremely tight at its points. It's got the sharp corners that everybody knows and loves. The big thing about this one, though, about half of this track runs on an airfield.
Yeah, it's a completely different type of venue. Good evening, Nolan. Good evening, everybody. It's a new track, just like you said. It's kind of a short track. It's only, I think, 1.8 miles. It's not a long lap time around here, but there's nowhere to hide. If you get knocked off track, knocked into a wall, I mean, lots of blind corners. We've seen how restarts in the Beer League with all these cars on track can become very, very treacherous. And this is the type of track where I think you're going to see that exaggerated. And yeah, championship battles on the line tonight. It doesn't take much to knock this out of the park and ruin someone's evening. Airfield's definitely the widest part of the track, but you got to navigate all the rest of it to bring it home.
Taking a look at the championship standings, entering race in action here this afternoon, and it tells a story. Ethan Hamlin, top of the boards. However, with only 6 starts and him not being present this afternoon, he is going to forfeit that championship run at the end of the night. So that leaves it realistically between Giovanni Romano and Eric Ronenberg. Right now, it's looking like it could be a pretty solid one for Eric Ronenberg to actually outscore Ronenberg because of how the drop week score. Right now, Ronenberg just needs to finish 16 points. Eric needs to outscore Gio by 8 points and score more than 58 to win. Otherwise, Giovanni Romano wins another championship today. Flying Donut Motorsports and Snack Attack running 1 and 2 unchanged at the top, but that team's battle also one to watch.
Yeah, very tight up here between actually all 3 of the top teams here, only within less than 40 points from each other. And of course, that can be closed very quickly just from beer consumption in the final week of the season. So, yeah, lots of interesting battles to watch. The battle for the top 3 in the championships obviously going to be one that's going to keep it a sharp eye on all evening. Ethan's not here, so it's going to be between Ronenberg and Gio, and both these guys have very good runs in the Beer League. Look at that, 3.71 kegs of beer through 8 races. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's going to be a great battle tonight.
Some new faces taking to the grid this afternoon and some returning ones. Right now, of course, it is going to be all eyes looking for Romano and Ronenberg. That is going to be the story to follow all throughout the night. Romano realistically just needs to take this one home and take it nice and easy. He could get a walk-off win. Realistically, Ronenberg here needs to score, again, at least 58 points to win. That is, of course, after taking quite a drive throughout the rest of this race. So needs to outscore Gio by 8 as well as score more than 58 points to win. That means he has to finish well in the sprint race. And realistically, if Eric Ronenberg fails to finish at least 11th in the sprint, it's game over for that championship.
Yeah, it's a tall ask. I mean, it's a lot of points to get in one night, but it is mathematically possible. I mean, we know Gio's not going to finish the sprint race in any sort of position to get points. It's what he likes to do. It's just his choice. So Ronenberg's got a chance to close up. And, where else a better place to do it with a new track? And I mean, looking at the timing now for qualifying, only 3 minutes left.
3 minutes left on the cards, like you say. And it's a new track, so I feel like it's good to take a tour around this place, don't you think?
Let's do it. Show me St. Pete. Brand new iRacing track. Got to be a good time, right?
I would certainly hope so at the very least. Watching Evan Campbell and John Combs right now making their way back towards the airfield section. We'll get a ride on board with Evan Campbell for a lap. Lap times here far quicker than they were in Miami just a week ago. We're talking a minute 24. It is not a long racetrack here. So let's ride on board there with Evan Campbell. He will take you for a ride here this afternoon. So looking set to make his way out of the final corner towards turn number 1, down the main runway here at St. Petersburg. Crosses over the start-finish line and start another lap. It's going to be a hard braking zone into turn number 1. By far the best pass opportunity on this racetrack, but a lot of lifted curbs are here. Going to be a point of contention. A double apex turn 1 for your cut back to the left. This is where the bottleneck is going to be. A car goes off here at the opening lap. It's going to be devastating. Under the O'Reilly Auto Parts bridge, out of turns 2 and 3, making the drive towards turn 4 off of First Street. A sharp 90-degree right-hander, but it quickly flicks back to the left for 5 and 6. You can double apex it, swing it out wide, clip the wall at turn 7, swing out wide for double right angles at turn 8 and turn 9. And now you're starting to make your way down Bayshore Drive. Turn number 10, going to be a fast left-hand kink, full throttle in these MX-5s, but you got to make sure that you take that wide line to do so successfully. Another hard braking zone will take you down to Dan Weldon Drive. Yet again, watching for those curves on the inside line. Now you can see that air traffic control tower rising above the catch fencing. A quick right-left flick takes you back into the airfield as you make your way towards down the taxiways. Turn 14, 180-degree hairpin. The final corner of the racetrack, that takes you back to the main runway, and that is a lap around the St. Petersburg circuit.
Looks like such a fun track to drive. I'm mad I can't get to do it, but it looks like a great track. A lot of fun. Yeah, I agree. The trouble spots there, turns 2 and 3, the S is coming off the runway, but also that Dan Weldon turn 10 at the end of the Bayshore Drive back there looks just, I mean, so treacherous. You get on that curb, the wall's right there at the exit to greet you. Yeah, this is going to be a fun event, and I'm looking at where am I just not seeing Ronenberg on the like where's he at in qualifying here, Nolan?
He has not set down a time. He has not even bothered to try. He and Giovanni Romano will be starting from the back in the sprint, wanting to make it difficult for themselves, but that's not good news for Ronenberg. If he doesn't score any points here in the sprint, he has to rely on those beers to push him past the 8 points that he would realistically need if he wins.
So I was doing some reading on this, Nolan, and maybe I'm looking at something different. But what I'm seeing, Ronenberg's only 20. Let me pull the standard up one more time. He's super duper sure. He's only 23 points behind Hamlet right now. So
well, it's the drop weeks that you're looking at, and Hamlet's not here, so he's not going to win the championship. He forfeits it because he's only got 6 races on the season.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, yeah, so Ronenberg needs a good finish here in the sprint race. Got to get those points started quick this weekend.
Well, let's get a rundown of that starting grid for the sprint race this afternoon. Bueller starts this race from pole position alongside Aaron Thacker, with row 2 in the grid holding Darren Bai and John Combs. Row 3 brings it out for Ron Wolf and Chris Flams, with row 4 holding Scott Fleming and Chris Bright. Top 10 closed out by Chris Price, and Evan Campbell. It was Tyler Carlton that missed on the 4th row. Harrison and Condi, the last drivers in the top 12 in the sprint, and then back through the field, it's going to be Jason Lee, Jeremy Castro, Ben Williams, Sebastian Close, Matthew Dupuy, Kyle Smith, Blake Gambrill, Carson Catlin, Justin Hall, Austin Tucker, Brooks Clayton, Greg Beckman, Ryan Murphy, Ryan Verhulst, Bryce Buelliner, I believe it is, Giovanni Romano, Eric Ronenberg, Tyler Augustino, Alex King, Stephen Purcell, Jordan Babcock, Adam Joseph Milhot, and Todd Madole bring up the rear. So that is it then. Drivers are gearing up for the final race of the season here, a brand new venue. Watch for turns 2 through 3 here, because I got a feeling we're in for a wild ride.
Yeah, I don't know. This is really going to set this tone for the rest of the weekend here for what kind of race we're going to have in the feature. Drivers lining up here on the sprint line, on the runway for the sprint race. Lots of cars to get around this track. And I'm watching the S's, and I'm watching Dan Weldon turn 10 to see where these hot spots are going to be, Nolan.
Feel just moments away from getting this final sprint race officially underway here this afternoon, and it's going to be all eyes on the back end of the field as we watch to see if Romano and Ronenberg can claw their way to the head of the grid. Still no word on when that green flag will come out. All drivers, it looks like, have gridded up, save for a specific few. Dupuy hasn't gridded. King hasn't gridded. Same for Mailhot and Madole. Although we did just see Dupuy grid up right now. And now the Rev's going to build. Final sprint race of season 14 underway. A bunch of smoke kicked up from wheel spin as drivers gutted in the middle of that runway tarmac, trying to make that launch down to turn number 1. And it's going to be a good getaway from Bueller. He clears easily into turn number 1. Already we've got Chris Flams going around right in the middle of the pack. Does everyone manage to miss him? Looking like we will. So we get through turn 1 clean, save for 1 spin, and clean through turn 2 as well.
Unbelievable. Everyone missed Flams there going through. Looks like we made it clean as well through the S's, heading up into turns 4, 5, and 6 through the parking lot down here. A couple big moves there up the inside. Looking relatively clean, except for that one turn 1 incident as they all file onto the Bayshore Drive back straightaway turn 9. and head down toward turn 10.
Ethan Conde caught with a black flag. He's going to have to come down pit road. A real tough break for him. I think he got caught with a jump start right off of the hitch, so not the run he was hoping to have. And there you see them making their way down this straightaway and into the 10th corner on the racetrack. No real moves being made. Everyone's being nice and tidy through the opening couple of corners here. I got a feeling a lot of drivers here in this one, Chris, they're just trying to do some experimenting and see where the line is before they really go for the battles in the main event.
Yeah, I mean, well, the track kind of naturally lends itself to kind of, a little bit of contact there. Car in the wall and around, right in a bad spot coming out of the corner. That's going to be Ethan Conde.
It got T-boned on the front there, the right front. I think it was Jason Lee that may have caught him. Checking in on Ronenberg. Ronenberg already up to the 20th place spot after starting all the way back in 29th. So a pretty solid effort for him. And meanwhile, they're side by side for third place up here with John Combs side by side with Darren Bai through the 5th and 6th corners. But again, they're able to hold it.
Yeah, lots of good racing here. Kind of a big incident there coming out of the final corner, and that's one of those spots everybody's going to be on the throttle, rear of the car really loaded up, and you're going to wash it all the way out to the wall. But your car there, you're not going to have much of a room to maneuver around it. So only a few cars got collected. It could have been a lot bigger than what it was. But look at this gaggle of cars here going through turn number 9 and onto the back straightaway. Looks like we're going to survive. So what else? Trying to finish the point from earlier. As they're wrecking again.
Oh, that's good. That could be a big mess as well. You got one car facing the wrong direction. I believe that to be Carson Catlin at the tail of the field. It is. So the 666 going to have to Austin Powers himself out of the three-point turn. Looking for 3 wide down the back chute here. Oh, ooh, man! And they're able to hold it as they make their way onto Dan Weldon Drive.
Yeah, that was tight. I mean, that wall on the exit there just seems to crunch out and just grab you at some point as one car off in the grass there, but he's going to keep it on the road going around. Yeah, this is like a great track for racing, but it does a really good job of trying to get folks, as another car's around, to get folks single file and not keep them in big packs like we've seen at some of the other racetracks.
And that here would be Bryce Buerlein, the rookie coming into today. Not having the best of starts to his afternoon. Ronenberg up to 17th right now. If he wanted to get to that 11th place spot where he's trying to make his way up to, he's got to find another, we're talking 6, 7, 8 seconds. I don't see it happening in just 11 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not impossible. 58 points is a lot. I don't know how much he's drinking tonight, but of course, you get a point for every beer you drink along the way, so that'll help the cause. And yeah, I mean, so you get points for the sprint race. So if he can get up there to the top 12, he will get some points. And then it kind of makes the main race a little bit easier for him. But yeah, he's got a little bit of work to do right now.
And Austin Tucker facing the wrong way.
Oh, Ronenberg's in it.
Ronenberg is in it, and you see him slowing. He may have felt like he wronged Austin Tucker there and is wanting to give the spot back.
Yeah, we need to see what happened there. It looks like Tucker may have been just reversing down the corner there, but that was coming out of turn 10. One of our trouble spots. Let's see, it's going into turn 10. Is Ronenberg going to make a move? Oh, no, he just gets to the back of Tucker.
Oh,
and
man,
did he actually get him, or did I guess he did, but
he got him going in, and that caused him to overshoot the corner. Too much momentum. And Ronenberg, tough break for him on that deal. Still waiting for Tucker, by the way. He's trying to redress this. This is giving, I tell you what, this is really giving all the time, though, that Ronenberg needs to try to at least run away with this to build the gap between the two of them come the main event.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a lot of touchy situations around this track today. We've seen a bunch of cars get turned around going into corners and coming out of corners at this point. But side by side here into turn 10, just a little kiss of the wall there for Ben Williams on the outside of Dupuis. But yeah, it's not impossible for Ronenberg. So I think this is Gio's championship to lose at this point. I think it'd be his 3rd championship. I did my math right earlier on that. So Ronenberg's still got a shot. He's got to basically win the race or finish in the top 5 with a lot of beers in hand, and have Gio still have a bad night.
On board with Matthew Dupuis, as he has got he's got quite a lot of company alongside him. That is, I believe, Ben Williams that he's currently fighting it out with the Alien Workshop entry. It is Ben Williams, able to force his way through around the outside of turn 1. He'll take that spot away for 13th here into turns 2 and 3. Just up the road, you're of course tracking the likes of Sebastian Close, who wants to try and see if he can't hold on and potentially go for a pole here for the main event.
He's in a good spot for it. He's got to hang out there for the next 8.5 minutes, though. That's going to be tough with those 2 cars behind him. Racing, as you see Dupuis do a big power slide through the turn onto the back straightaway. Yeah, so this is going to be, the track doesn't seem like it's the easiest for passing at this stage. Straightaways aren't that long, so maybe from base, what is it called again, Nolan? I'm sorry.
Baseline?
Bayshore.
Bayshore.
Yeah, Bayshore Drive, yeah. So the Bayshore Drive and the runway here, both of these are going to be best spots for passing on the track. But field is strung out quite a bit more than we're usually seeing here.
Well, that's not entirely uncommon, though, for street circuits, right? I mean, you remember all of the Long Beach races back when that was a seasonal tradition in the beer league to run at least one race at Long Beach. Very frequently, those are the races where we would see the biggest field spreads. And it's because all the walls are so close to the racetrack, you realistically can't afford much of a mistake as a big crash in Ethan Conde and Jordan Babcock. But you really need to kind of, I think, set yourself up a little bit more effectively for those critical runs.
What happened here coming out of turn 10?
Well, I wish we could see, but as always, ATVO, evidently they have not fixed their gremlins from last time around. Take another look, and Babcock already around, so it's actually 2 separate incidents.
There you go.
Ron Wolf trying to look for the inside. Going down the inside of Darren Bai.
Going to get the move done nice and clean. Bai's going to try the old over under on him. He looks like he had a run, but it's going to fall back. Scott Fleming's there as well. And Fleming now getting a little aggressive there with Darren Bai. And you see Ron Wolf continue to pull away here. Nice battling here in the top 5.
Well, the fight's going to continue onwards here this afternoon, and I can tell you right now, we are looking to have ourselves quite a wild ride from here on to the end, and a lot of drivers, I think, are going to be having a stellar afternoon, and a lot of folks here just trying to see what they can make of what they can make of the St. Petersburg street circuit. So drivers again going to go for the lunges here into turn 5. Still figuring out the corner names myself. Scott Fleming still very much in the wings, and other fights like Greg Beckman and Ryan Murphy just now exiting the runway section.
So doing a little bit of math over here, Nolan, for our potential championship winner tonight, Giovanni Romano. If he's able to pull this off, which it looks like, I mean, unfortunately for Ronenberg, not having the best sprint here to get some points, but 13 seasons of the beer league, Giovanni Romano has finished in the top 3 of the championship 7 of those seasons. More than half of the seasons of beer league history, he's been in the top 3 of the championship. By the end of it, he's been the champion himself twice, and he's been, I mean, unbelievable stats. 3 of the last 4 seasons, he's in the top 3, finished second all 3 seasons, the BMW, the Legends, and the Super Formula. Not last season with the silly season with the trucks and everything, but yeah, Giovanni Romano looks like he's going to claim his on track to claim his 3rd championship tonight unless something crazy happens, which is not impossible, but you never know.
Jason Lee down the inside looking for it on Ben Williams at the 12th place spot, but no dice. You see, there's actually one car that's been stopped there for several laps now, just watching this race from the sidelines. Sebastian Close doing a good job on keeping these drivers at bay here, Chris, as he tries to wrangle a charge going into turn 5.
He's doing, I mean, he's defending. He's got halfway there. He's got 4.5 minutes to go. A little hot going through there, but he held on to it. He's doing great. I mean, honestly, between Ben Williams and Jason Lee, both these guys are very hungry to get up there. I think we saw Lee start on pole a few weeks ago after getting that transfer spot. Ben Williams always kind of around that same spot as well. These good spots to finish the sprint race. But yeah, Sebastian's doing great. And honestly, at this stage, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he should be able to finish this thing right in the perfect spot to get pole for the main.
Blake Gambrill looking like he may have just had a bit of a moment. While Giovanni Romano sets the fastest lap of the race, Jason Lee wanted to see if he can't mount that charge on Ben Williams. So far, still no joy. This is what happened here to Blake Gambrill. That is what we saw with Jason Lee just a second ago. There's Blake Gambrill, and he has that a spin. And quite a huge one coming off of that final corner.
Yeah, we've seen a few cars go around right there under incident. Side by side through turn 1 here. It's Lee. Oh, car in front too.
That's Kyle Smith. Kyle Smith off the road, and that means that Ben Williams now holds that final spot, and Jason Lee's the last one out.
There you go. Happens that fast. Lee got still battling.
Oh!
Big wreck.
What did I tell you? Watch the turn 3 bottleneck. Justin Hall's involved. Brooks Clayton and Matthew Dupuis are all in it. And we've had a huge mess. Coming down to turn 3, heads up as they're able to just barely duck around these guys.
Yeah, good avoidance there from a few drivers. So I just looked up and I saw a car in the air coming around the corner in the back of the camera shot there. Thankfully, he stayed on the track, but yeah, the top 12 just got cycled through a little bit. Now you got Sebastian and Ben Williams both up there in the top 12. Here's the incident. Let's see. Oh, a little bit of net code.
Oh, man. So Dupuis caught up
between those two cars.
And Dupuis got caught up with Kyle Smith as he was trying to rejoin the racetrack, and pretty hefty fight picking up for second place now. Thacker, Combs, Wolf, Fleming, and By all under a blanket.
Yeah, Bueller running away with this thing. We got a nice slipstream down that wide front straightaway, so you see the car snaking through, trying to break the slipstream. Probably a couple laps here to go in the time limit remaining for this sprint race. Nice battle here in the top 10. Decent gap all the way down to 11th place. That's where Jason Lee, Ben Williams have been having their fight. But this battle up front here is getting mighty tasty here with about 1 lap to go next time by.
So the field making their way around as we look to drive it back into turn number 10. And now 211, headed for Dan Weldon drive off of Bayshore. No one making a look yet, but they are definitely going on considering making that lunge.
Yeah, Ron Wolf's looking the most aggressive right there on the back of John Combs, but now just by kind of blowing the apex there a little bit on turn 12 or just running wide out of the corner, he's under threat now for Scott Fleming. I mean, all these guys, as they get the white flag, running very close to each other.
The final lap here of the sprint, 30 seconds on the clock. The fight is intense up front. Thacker trying to see if he can't survive and try to pick off another good effort this afternoon, but that gap started to extend. Back to John Combs, exactly what Thacker's wanted to see. You see Combs really try to lunge it in, but not able to get there. Alexander Bueller, by the way, making his way down Bayshore Drive. Jordan Babcock has had another problem. He may have caught Austin Tucker. We'll look at that in a moment. But right now, it's all the battle for second place, with Bueller way out in front.
I just don't see how they can make a move. It just seems so hard to make a pass here in any sort of spot that feels like you can actually get the move done.
Well, it makes sense. It's a difficult racetrack. And there is Alexander Bueller, already with lap traffic in sight. And he's going to come off the final corner. Slides that tail end out in celebration as Bueller wins the final sprint race of season number 14. While to the line behind, Aaron Thacker going on defense. Combs not able to get there in a drag race down to the start-finish line.
Yeah, looks like a pretty good battle here for the sprint race. Looks like the final transfer is going to go to Ben Williams, Jason Lee. Sebastian actually did not make the transfer. Must have lost that spot there on the final lap.
Oh, hello. Well, there you saw Jordan Babcock going around, and then a few seconds later, Austin Tucker had this moment through turn 5. He was fighting with Carson Catlett, and looking like the tail end may have swung around on him as well. Or he hit the wall. That will do as well. Well, all of that takes us to, with just one more race to go and 1 hour of racing left in the season as well. Just take a look at the sprint race results here this afternoon. It's Bueller with number 1, Thacker 2, Combs in 3rd. All the way back there's your top 10. One final race, and we will look to decide a championship. No points scored for Eric Rondenberg or Giovanni Romano. This championship will be settled in the main event. Stay with us.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Green Flag TV. Your eyes do not deceive you. We've got a party going on down at turn number 1. Bit of an extended warm-up session today. These guys have just completed their class photo, and they are having some fun in the immediate aftermath of that. Looks like a demo derby down there. Chris, can you tell who's winning?
I know. That's one of the joys about whoever pops their tires first is usually the one that wins or blows the motor up, one of the two. And in a no damage setting, that's always kind of a pretty impressive thing to be able to do.
Well, they're trying. They really are.
Yeah,
there was all of them. Look, there's only 6 now. There were all of them down here about 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, beer league, a lot of fun. Traditionally in the beer league, last race of the season, you get the class photo, and it's something they keep in the Discord. And now it just looks like shenanigans as everybody's kind of just. Traditionally, it's always been at the end of the race, but I guess today they did it before, which is cool. I like it.
So let's reset, and we'll jump down again to kind of get a rundown of the point situation entering the final race here of the season. Once again, to recap, with Ethan Hamilton not being here, he has forfeited any chance on going for a championship. It is between Ronenberg and Giovanni Romano. Now, right now, Eric Ronenberg needs to score 8 points, plus he needs to, he needs to, oh my gosh, I need to go back and look at my notes again, because it drop weeks. I hate drop weeks. I'll say it every time. I hate drop weeks, man.
I got you, Nolan. I got you. So he needs to score 58 points or more to win, and outscore Gio by 8 points.
There you go. There you go. So
that's a lot of points.
And keep in mind, the most points you can score for the main event is only 56. And he did not score any points in the sprint. He is having to rely on beers to carry him through this one, as well as Mono having a poor performance in the main event.
Yeah, he's got to have a good finish tonight. I mean, it's really. He's got to finish near the top of the tower. Plus, he's got to finish well ahead of Gio. I mean, if Gio basically finishes anywhere, trying to determine what the number is for Gio, but I think if Gio basically finishes anywhere in the top 10, essentially, it's going to be almost impossible for Ronenberg to get him.
So we are gearing up for race in action here this afternoon. It is going to be a 3-minute dash to try and sort this thing out here this afternoon. I'll tell you what, it's looking to be quite the journey that this field has been on this afternoon, and I am not expecting this to go to be any different as we get set to go racing before too much longer here. You know for a fact you're in for a wild time with these guys for the main event.
Oh, no, a track like this, too, it's going to be, I mean, I don't know, we said it was going to be chaos for the sprint race, but then we actually got to the main, and it was, I mean, aside from a couple onesie-twosie loose spins, it was fairly controlled. Now, first start of the race, typically pretty good. Most of these restarts after the Code 69s, though, we've seen those turn into chaos before. So we will see. I'm excited. You and me both. It is going to be quite the journey we're on here this afternoon. 2 minutes to go before this race is kicked off. I don't suppose, Chris, you've heard any word around the woodshed, so to speak, about what car we're going to be running next year? Or next season, I guess? Nope. Nothing. I'm really excited they brought back the MX-5. I think that, that's the first car the beer league ever drove back in the first few seasons. I think a great nod back to where the series started. And honestly, it's just a great car to drive, a great racing car, good slipstream, good overtakes, all the things. No, I don't have any rumblings. I don't really know what they're going to run next season. I mean, at this point, it could be anything. Last season with the kind of the funsy cars and the NASCAR and everything else they had in that mix, kind of threw everything for a loop. And then, they've explored multi-class. Wouldn't be surprised to see it run back to GT4 or something kind of that speed and that complexity, but no, we'll see.
I'm telling you, I want a season of the Pro 2 trucks. When they ran the Pro 2 light trucks during season 13 for 3 of the 9 races, it was some of the most fantastic racing I think I've ever seen. Definitely some of the most physical I've ever seen, but those are trucks obviously designed to be able to take a hit. They're designed to roll over and be able to keep going like it was nothing. I would love to see a season with those bad boys.
Yeah, it's a great car. Man, it sounds like a great beer league car, and some of the other ones considered way back in the past were like the Rallycross VW Jetta and things like that, or not the Jetta, the Volkswagen Beetle. That cars like that had that all-wheel drive. You could slide around, go through the grass, and do all the different things. I mean, pro trucks fit right into that category as well. Beer league has done the GR86 in the past. It's done the late model stock in the past. It's even done open wheel, the Super Formula Lights at one point. So I'll be interested to see what they do. I mean, I maybe even I heard the TCR's got an update. as everybody in the chat shudders. But maybe they could bring something like that back in, and we'll see.
So we are gearing up for racing action this afternoon, and it is time to see who is going to be starting where. One final race to go, and we are ready to get this show on the road. So coming home at the tail end of this one, it is going to be the likes of Ben Williams on pole position alongside Jason Lee. Row 2 on the grid holding Jeremy Castro and Chris Bright. Row 3 bringing it up for Evan Campbell and Tyler Carlton, with row 4 holding Darren Bai and Scott Fleming. Top 10 closed up by Ron Wolf and John Combs. And then your sprint race runner-up and winner, Aaron Thacker and Alexander Bueller. Back to the field, it's Sebastian Close, Tyler Augustino, Chris Flames, Ringo Harrison, Alex King, Brooks Clayton, Ryan Murphy, Adam Joseph, Mailhot, Justin Hall, Greg Beckman, Matthew Dupuis, Ryan Verhulst, Eric Ronenberg, Ethan Condi, Carson Catlin, Blake Gambrell, Austin Tucker, Bryce, going to be Bryce Bueller-Ryan, and then, of course, you got yourself Giovanni Romano, Jordan Babcock, Kyle Smith, Tom Madola, Stephen Purcell. All points up for grabs here this afternoon, and already it's looking good with Ronenberg several rows up the grid from where Romano is starting out this afternoon.
Yeah, he's got to make it to the end, though. Got to have a good finish. Got to finish ahead of Gio. I mean, really, again, we keep focusing on Ronenberg, but this is Gio's championship to lose at this stage. And, I mean, honestly, if he finishes anywhere near the top 10, I think it's going to be very hard for Ronenberg. But I don't know how much Ronenberg's drinking tonight. He might have a lot in the tank and making up those extra points, too.
So we are going to get ready to rumble here this afternoon. Waiting on the last few cars to grid and those last few seconds to tick away. It has been a pleasure once again bringing the Beer League to Green Flag TV for the 9th consecutive season. And we are eager to be back as well for season number 15 as well, coming up in just a few weeks. So last few cars still awaiting the grid. We don't have Augustino, we don't have Bueller, we don't have Catlin. Everyone else has already fully gridded up, including Giovanni Romano. That's a rarity. He usually starts these races from pit road.
A little different vibe this week. Lights coming on here, Nolan.
The rev's going to build. And it's go, go, go for the final race of the season. And a much better getaway this time for Jason Lee, getting off the line with very little problems. Are we going to be 3 wide into turn number 1? Not quite, but we are going to be side by side. But Williams outbreaks these guys, and he's able to sweep around the long way to take that lead into turn number 1. Everyone else continuing to fan out behind as he make your way to turn 2. Oh, we got them stacking up in the rear end, and this is the bottleneck. 3, 4, 5, 6. Where are the championship contenders in all of this? Eric Ronenberg looking like he may have been involved in that one. He was.
Yeah, Jason Lee from this first row of the grid was involved in that as well. So I'm surprised more cars weren't involved. But you're right, Ronenberg looks like he was at least pointing the right direction and he's continuing to go. Didn't lose a whole lot of time right there. Thankfully, should be able to recover with the code 69s and things to kind of reset with the group. But not a good start for Ronenberg's chance for the championship tonight.
Yeah, not at all. It was a pretty big crash coming down the front straightaway there. I'll have to get another look at what happened there, but for the time being, no desperate moves being made, and look at how much a lot of these front runners have already broken apart. Oh, hello, and yet again, more drivers encountering problems as we make our way through turn 14 for the first time today. Take a look. This is what started it off with that major accident coming out of turn number 1. Jason Lee got turned sideways, and it was on.
He tried his best to stay out of the way. I mean, unfortunately, Ronenberg had nowhere to go. He saw the gap, but thankfully he just kept his foot in it and got all the way through. But yeah, it's maybe a little contact there, but I mean, Lee did it. That's the worst place to be, in the middle of the S is facing the wrong direction, especially just rolling backwards. What else can you do? I think he did everything he could to avoid the incident, but it just kept happening behind him and they had nowhere to go. So yeah, how about Romano up to 19th already in one lap?
One lap in the books. And Jason Lee, problems for him again at the back end of the field. He will drop all the way back to 34th. Wow, the fight between Ben Williams and others continues on, and you got more cars going around. That is Bryce finding himself facing the wrong direction. Same for Blake Gambrill, who is backing it up alongside the outside wall. Kind of bumps into the fence, and goodness, these guys got a good line of sight down that straight to get himself sorted.
Yeah, a lot of cars just getting turned around and doing little half spins and getting stuck in the wrong direction. Well, look at this. 19th and 20th on the tower there, Nolan. Giovanni Romano and Eric Ronenberg running nose to tail right now on the racetrack.
Oh, how about this for a big side-by-side fight for 25th through 28th. Looking for almost 3 wide. We are going to be 3 wide. Kyle Smith down the inside of Bueller and Stefan Purcell out of the final corner, and it's going to be Bueller that wins out in that grudge match.
Yeah, Bueller had a good run there in the sprint race, so he must have had an incident there that we missed and took him back further down the grid after the first lap. But nice clean battle there. Everybody survives with on another lap.
56 minutes on the clock. Code 69 window opens in 1 minute and 20 seconds. Still, drivers fanning this one out side by side, trying to get the run going down the stretch. And what is turning into be quite the slugfest here in this one, at least in the early going. Much more packed up for a lot of the front runners than we saw in the sprint.
We haven't had a big incident other than turn 1, lap 1 to separate these guys, but a lot of the top, I'd say the top 19 or so, seem to make it through there, and they're able to stay collected. But here we go, coming out of the final corner.
Boy.
Big incident, 4 cars there. Running, it's like started with one little tap, and they all kind of checked up into each other. Not sure who the first car in that sequence was. It may have been Brooks Clayton that got spun around, and then the rest of them kind of just piled in behind.
Try to get a look at this one here again. Oh, it was Alex King got loose.
Yeah, he got loose right in the middle of the racing line. Everyone else just kind of ran right in the back of him there. It's unfortunate for him, but unfortunately worse for the guys behind because they got turned around. Kind of keep an eye on the timing tower over there, Nolan. Giovanni Romano up to 15th place now. Ronenberg 19th place. So Gio, 5 minutes into this race, consistently working his way up, and he's less than 10 seconds off the leader. I think it's so incredible. Oh.
And so we continue to have issues as Tyler Carlton's going to slap the wall. That results in being 3 wide on the approach to the chicane. Ron Wolf trying to go around the long way on Ringo Harrison. Move that pace off into turn 14. And behind them, Ethan Conde down the inside of Greg Beckman into 13th.
Hey, good battles all the way around here, side by side down the runway. Between Beckman and Conde, Giovanni Romano's right there with him. He might go past both these guys. He's going to hold off a little bit. Maybe save a little bit of fuel. He likes to do that as well. Still going to get a move done on Beckman there. That's going to move Romano up to 14th place now. Further up the track, Chris Bryce making a look under Jeremy Castro. Is not going to get it done this time by into the parking lot that is turns 4, 5, and 6.
I think he's just trying to fill the mirrors a little bit there.
Yeah, we've seen it's a difficult track to pass, and it's proving so. You really got to get the slipstream, got to get a good exit off these corners, get a good slipstream, get out and basically dive these corners. They're just, the straightaways just aren't really long enough to get a huge run into the corner. So you got to dive it in there.
So code 69 window is open, and we could have a chance of up to two slowdowns in this race. They would be the last ones of the season, potentially championship deciding ones at that. Giovanni Romano right now, as a result of that first crash, way ahead of Eric Ronenberg, and looking set to just run away with this title here. What would be likely his third.
It'd be his first one in a long time, too. His last championship didn't happen until way back in season 5 when we ran the Ford Mustangs. So it's been a minute for Giovanni Romano, but he's had lots of top 3s since then. He's hungry for that next championship. And right now he's looking like in a good spot to get it done.
Giovanni Romano, of course, trying to see if he can't make something happen. Oh boy, as Chris Flams kicks the tail and out. Fighting his way towards the start-finish line, as up front, Chris Pratt again trying to get the run of Jeremy Castro down Bayshore Drive. Kyle Smith from the rear just got him around Verhulst, and Verhulst into the wall. And he actually put the 69 entry of Augustino into the fence with him.
Yeah, beating and banging back there. Of course, Beer League, these cars, you know, they get damaged, but they recover within a couple seconds. The Beer League does not like the cars to have DNFs or mechanical damage or things like that requiring pit stops. So cars repair themselves. Everybody stays on track, keeps going.
And around goes Ryan Verhulst. Tough break for him. We got a battle on for the lead as well. John Combs trying to see if he can't attack Ben Williams.
No, Combs is right there, going to jump over the curb here, head through the S's, up down the back, through the straightaway of First Street, heading down to turn 4. Not quite close enough yet, but he's getting closer. Is there going to be a dive now? He's going to think better of it, keep it behind. A little bit tighter line there to turn 4. It's going to give him a different entry into turn 5. Back on the throttle early, back through turn 6, 7, up to the left side, bring it back to the right, hit the apex, turn 8, back on the throttle for the short shoot to turn 9. Again, quick stab of the brakes on the throttle as quick as he can. Little too much momentum that time. He's going to lose some time. He's got to rebuild that next couple laps.
Well, he still got that fight for third between Chris Bryant finally making the pass on Jeremy Castro. Code 69 at the end of lap 7. First slowdown of the day coming up just 10 minutes into this final race.
Yeah, so they're going to race back to the line here. Looks like Bright's going to get the move done on Castro. Meanwhile, further back, car around, but up front. Nice clean battle up here for third place. Code 69 should come out this time by. It's going to slow everyone down, but they are racing to the line. You see Ronenberg back there moving his way up as well, trying to get another move done. Looks like he's going to have to stay regulated down in 19th place for this first Code 69.
Nobody coming down pit road on this opening Code 69. I think drivers are keen on just staying out. Evidently they know no point coming down fuel. We would need to come down again. Although a few in the back are going to make the call.
Yeah, if you're in the back, there's nothing to lose, right? You're going to catch those spots up anyway, not losing any time on track, free pit stops. If anything, it results in a quicker pit stop to get fuel later because you're not going to need as much. But yeah, so a couple replays here.
That was Kyle Smith, lost the back end, caught up Sebastian Close and Tyler Augustino.
Man, we've seen a lot of cars just kind of slowly just lose the back end. And we were on with John Combs there in second place. I mean, it started to kick out from under him as well. He saved it coming out of the corner on throttle there, but it seems to be these cars are just a little slick around here. And of course, Beer League does run open setups. People can adjust the cars the way they want, so you want to tune these things to rotate as freely as possible for lap time. But yeah, we've seen more spins than I remember seeing this season so far on a track like this. Interesting.
So we are going to make our way around the St. Petersburg street circuit. Even at these slower speeds, it looks quick when you got the walls this hemmed in on the racetrack. So I have a question for you here, Chris, because obviously you've been to Long Beach a lot, right? Obviously, St. Petersburg, a little bit of a new quantity for all of us. So far, on your first impressions, are you a California fan or a Florida fan?
Honestly, Nolan, I like this track. I wish I was on iRacing when it came out and I could actually go there and run it, but this track seems like a lot of fun. It's Long Beach is going to have a special place in I think everyone's heart just for what it is, but I like the high curbs here. I like the runoff that's in this airport section. I like the S's and the bumpiness through the S's. It looks like a fun racing track to drive as a driver, and I think at this stage you're going to call me a Florida fan for the moment.
I'd have to agree with you, honestly, although I'm going to be careful as well because it could very well just be recency bias that's getting into me here. This is, of course, a street circuit, a brand new streak that was just released on iRacing with this last update build. So it could very well just be a case of, hey, we like it because it's the hot new thing. Obviously, we're in MX-5s as well. I think I've seen IndyCar and sports car races here. I'd like to see one of those as well before I make a full decision, but this is a very good first impression that this track has been making on me so far.
Yeah, I think there's some outside influences too. I've heard how much of a party this track is to actually go to in real life and go to the race, and how much fun it is to attend. And I think Long Beach, for what it's worth, a lot of the corners except for the ones around the fountain are almost 90-degree corners. It's a lot of Long Beach. That track's evolved over the years. This track has a few of those, but you've got the S's, you got the Dan Weldon corner, which is not exactly 90 degrees. It's a little more open than that. You got the S's after that, the hairpin onto the runway. I'm a big airplane nerd anyway, so I think runways are cool. So yeah, the Florida track's great. It's not the only street tracks in iRacing though. You got Detroit that's out there as well, and that's a unique track all on its own. And so there's lots of options, but yeah, I really just like the look of this track. I think iRacing did a great job on it. It looks real.
iRacing has been doing a stellar job on trying to bring a lot of the artwork, especially some of their older tracks, up to spec. I mean, they just did a complete artwork redone on the Worldwide Technology Raceway. That looks fantastic. Interesting enough here, they did one at USA International Speedway as well, which is curious because that track is not only defunct here, Chris, it doesn't exist anymore. It's replaced by, I don't know why that of all tracks needed an artwork update, but whatever, go off. I like USA International Speedway, so tentative thumbs up for me.
Yeah, I know it's a popular track. I remember racing it back in the ovals quite a bit. It's a very popular track, and I think, isn't that one of the ones they made a dirt version of as well?
Yes, they did. A fictional dirt version that, of course, never existed in the real world, because that track is about, what, 3/4 of a mile long, just about?
Yeah, it's a good one. And so yeah, I mean, it's a popular track. Popular tracks get the work, and I respect it. So I definitely look forward to watching some of the older tracks get upgrades. I know like Watkins Glen and Spa, and these have gotten updates recently, which I think is really cool. I look forward to seeing the updates for sort of some of the older tracks. I was going to say Mid-Ohio, then I realized that was probably one of the first tracks with the current artwork system on it. But yeah, there's lots of tracks to get it done. But that's one of the cool things about iRacing. They do that work and they put it in. It's great.
Doubled up. We are ready to go back to racing. One thing that I wish they would do an artwork rework of, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. That track in particular is dated because right now there's grass at the exit of Turn 2. In the real world, they repaved that section in 2013, 13 years ago. Come on, iRacing. Do better. We need a CTMP rework. Green flag's back in the air. We're racing. One's getting St. Pete, and it's going to be a mad scramble in a Turn 5. Looking for 3 wide at some points. Does everyone look to survive it? I think we just have.
How did they do that? I did not think that was going to happen. But look at this gaggle of cars going through the back portion of the course. Turns 6, 7, 8, 9 on to Bayshore Drive. So far, relatively clean.
Putting in
Let's
the
see
work.
What happens down here. Let's see what happens here at Turn 10. But you see how the field's kind of got strung out already. This track will do that. Looking relatively clean, though. Great restart here for the Beer League.
Justin Hall get a little bit tangled up, but other than that, we're looking smooth sailing. So to turn 14, do we see anybody going for those brave lunges? A lot of drivers taking a more defensive line into the final here, but to cover off any dive bomb attempts.
Yeah, looks like they made it relatively clean all the way around the track. And yeah, because we know it's so hard to pass. Look up here for the lead, though. Battle for the lead. John Combs under Ben Williams into turn 1. He's going to get the move done. Ben's going to tuck in behind, stay behind Combs as they go through the S's. Nice, clean move for Combs there. Must have had a good exit out of turn 14 onto the runway. But Ben Williams all over the back of Combs heading up to First Street. Is he going to get enough of a slipstream to make a move up the inside turn 4? It looks like he is not. He's going to stay tucked behind. Maybe take another attempt down Bayshore Drive later in the lap.
So making our way with John Combs, Ben Williams, and Chris Bright running 1, 2, and 3. So far, a clean opening run, no problems yet from what I've seen. As I say that, Jordan Babcock has just dropped 5 spots, so I think he may have clobbered the concrete wall somewhere. You look all throughout the midfield of this pack, and everyone has been extremely quiet. I mean, let's be honest, it's not even just this race. All season long, drivers have been cordial. You know, we've had our chaos seasons. I think one of the most chaotic seasons I've ever seen was with the... there's 3 that I can think of. You had the Spec Racer 4s, that was one. There was, of course, the Legends 34 Coupes, that was insane. And then you had the Super Formula Lights, which that was just hilarious to watch all the way through. But here in the MX-5s, I was expecting this to be one of the most chaotic and fist-fighting cars we've seen yet. It's been the cleanest season that I've ever seen out of these guys.
Yeah, I think it's an easier car to drive, you know, I think which kind of lends to less incidents overall, but also, you know, the Beer League has done a lot of work behind the scenes to keep the racing fun, yet keep the racing clean. And they have a new penalty point system now for drivers, and ticketing system for reporting incidents. And so that's why you see a lot of drivers who, like, when they spin somebody, they'll stop and wait for them to get corrected, things like that before they continue on their race, because those incident points add up and they end up with race penalties, you know, qualifying bans, race bans, things like that. And yeah, so maybe that's part of it as well. But yeah, maybe the car's easier to drive, and we'll test that theory when we figure out what the car is going to be for next season as well.
Making our way into turn 14 as everyone is scrambling to make whatever ground they can. We've got yet another big dogfight starting to pick up ahead of us here, and I think some drivers might be looking a little bit nervous here, Chris. Every lap that goes by, it's one less lap these guys have to fight for each other, especially if you're a driver like Eric Ronenberg, who knows that Giovanni Romano is into the top 10. He knows he needs to get up there and actually start fighting, because right now, he's not even close to a championship.
No, I'm not seeing the pace in Ronenberg that we normally see out of him. I wonder if he's drinking a lot, or, you know, just from the performance in the qualifying at the beginning, he didn't really put a lot in there as he goes for a move here under Brooks Clayton at the moment. Looks like he's going to get that done into turn 4. But yeah, I mean, it was a tall ask for Ronenberg anyway. 58 points, and then, you know, finishing ahead of Gio as well. Maybe he's just kind of resigned himself. He's going to get second place in the championship. I mean, potentially second place. Got to work out how that's going to work out with the drop weeks and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I expect him to be further toward the front at this point. We've seen Gio get up there, so we know it's possible. But no, you can't win them all. I mean, he won last season's championship. 2 for 2 is really hard in the beer league. I don't think it's ever. Well, no, I take it back. It was done. I think Henry Morse did that, if I'm not mistaken. He won 2 in a row. So it's very tough, though.
Several battle packs starting to form. This one here that you're watching right in the middle of 18th through 27th. You then have this fight from about the 4th place spot down to 7th, or down to 9th, sorry, 7th place, and that fight just changed hands. Then right behind them, 10th place through 17th. Also looking quite tight as well, with Ron Wolf leading the way in this one, chased down by Ringo Harrison. So Much like we used to see in these races, drivers that are on similar pace isolate into little drafting battles.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, if you get behind someone a little bit faster than you can use a slipstream to help pull you around, keep your lap times a little bit lower than what you could do by yourself. And yeah, we've seen it throughout the season, these little draft trains that typically result in more overtakes, but because of this track, it's just you don't have enough room to actually get the benefit of the speed before you get to the corner. And so you're seeing little breakaway packs, and yeah, it's hard to run by yourself, but you're seeing these packs kind of stay clumped together because of that slipstream.
Austin Tucker just went for a move on Blake Gambrill into turn 10, or turn 11, sorry. Now through 12 and 13, and man, Tucker got taken out. One driver is taken out. Into the wall goes Todd Vidal behind.
That was
and also around. That's Agostino.
Another little lazy half spin in the middle of the corner. Looks like Vidal kind of just got hip checked off the track going through the S's back there before getting back on the airport. So yeah, little aggression starting to come out of these guys now. I think there may be a little bit of impatience in these drafting lines. Hard to get a move done, so you got to really send it to make an attempt, and seems like it's not working out for some at the moment.
They still got a tight battle between Scott Fleming and co. as they made their way towards that back chute, but look at how much Giovanni Romano just leaning on the back bumper of Scott Fleming, really trying to push him up there, wants to try to get a run going, but so far just no joy for him.
Look at how early he backs up out of the corner too, saving that fuel, something he's always been good at, even when he doesn't have to. Save the fuel, leave a little bit of room, don't run the cars hard. Brooks Clayton.
Ouch.
It's the first time we've seen a car wreck there this evening. That's through turns 5 and 6, a little parking lot section in the middle of the track back there.
We saw one at the end of the sprint, but not much came out of it. Romano looking to the inside here of Fleming. Going to go for the lunge into turn 1. Could get tight, but Romano is through, and now Fleming's going to get tipped around. Helped a little bit there by Aaron Thacker. Does a good job to pull it up, and I'm going to applaud Thacker there for backing off to let him save that.
Yeah, Fleming, that was a go.
Hard. That's Condi. Hard into the wall after side-by-side contact with Flams.
Man, that would have moved the barrier in real life. That was a whack.
We've seen whacks like that before, and it usually ends in quite a big mess for marshals to clean up.
Just gave Eric Ronenberg a high five there for his troubles as he tried to get by. Yeah, so I don't remember what I was talking about at the moment, but yeah, this is look at Ronenberg, or I'm sorry, look at Romano just continue to. I mean, that car just is so much faster than the guys around it. We've seen how hard it is to pass here. He just kind of rides around and like, all right, I'll go after you next. I'll go after you next. Up to P4. 34 minutes to go here.
Meanwhile, deeper in the field, 21st, Tucker and Vidal. Side-by-side trouble behind. Verhulst and Gambrill both go around. Smith gonna clap the wall as he just slipped through the middle of them.
That's the fastest way through that corner, Nolan. You kind of lean it in there, smack the wall a little bit, you know, get a little more grip that way. It's great.
Take a look.
Oh, we got the wall there too.
Yes, he did. And this is going to be Verhulst lose the back and going into the wall, and two separate incidents. I think maybe Specialist did catch him. I think Gambrill may have had some target fixation going there.
It's easy to do, really easy to do. And yeah, I mean, we've seen that happen a few times as well. A car in front of you goes off, car in front of you gets the wall. Next thing you know, you're either missing your braking point, or you're bouncing off the wall yourself, or you're looping around. I've seen that happen a couple times here in the main race already to go with it. So nice gaggle of cars here, though, running for the top 10. This is all your positions down from basically 7th and beyond.
Oh, boy. What is going on back here? There's a story. But we just, what kind of mania we just saw there going on through the turns 8 and 9 complex. They're not done yet. They're still going 3 wide.
Lots of battles all over the place. It almost looked like Todd Mandola maybe got a little bit of wall glue or something. That was, he was up against the wall and he kind of just stopped. And then everybody was scrambling behind, but then he started going again. And yeah, it was interesting. I don't know if he got maybe a little bit of wall glue, which kind of pulls you into the wall and holds you there, or if something else happened, or if he would just kind of let people go by. I don't know.
It was Justin Hall. Hall slammed the wall, and then that stacked up everyone behind them.
And going through here, watch Todd. He gets up against the wall right there. Oh, no, I guess he just got momentum stuck. Okay, it wasn't a wall glue, but yeah, I mean, it shows when you're running that close together, just one incident can continue to kind of like cause more ripples throughout the lap.
Oh, boy, look out.
That was interesting.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit physical for my taste here on this one. We're not even halfway home yet.
There's a good battle down the Bayshore Drive. Everybody tucks back in. What I like about this track, Nolan, is it number one, it looks good, but number two, when all the cars are on their racing line, like going into this hairpin, there's multiple lines you could take into there, right? It looks like the preferred line's kind of running right in the middle of the track, so you can carry all that speed out of turn 12, but you're not going to get a good apex for turns 13 and 14, but you don't have to. It's a 180-degree corner. You just need the speed down the back, basically off the corner onto the straightaway. But what I like about this track is if you like look through turn 1, look through turn 10, all these guys are hitting their marks. The track's wide, but they all kind of run the same line through the corners, up against the walls, and it just looks good. And I think when it looks good, it looks professional, looks like a good racetrack, looks like a good field. Just makes a good product overall. I like it.
Fleming around Castro for the 5th place spot, while Clayton fighting with Tom Badol still for that 21st run. This battle has never gone away. It's just exchanged hands on who's leading it more times than I think we care to count at this point. Alexander Bueller has gone front to back to front quite a few times in this group over the course of this the last 31 minutes or 29 minutes here. Still, the battles remain tight between them as we make our way towards Bayshore Drive.
Good run here. Coming out of the corner. Gonna try to go around the outside. No dice there, going through the kink here on Bayshore Drive. And look at the run. Not gonna make a dive up the inside. Just gonna give him a little bit of tap. Hobble through turn 10. So it shows here, I mean, we're seeing there's not, you don't have to always go for the overtake. It's also going to be just kind of push the car
Hall's
around.
off the road. Case in
There's
point. Force the mistake.
And that'll get the job done. But now they're going to, I mean, you got to pull away, get out of that slipstream. That's going to come right back to you.
Campbell and Wolf continue to dice it out. Overall, we have been looking to be on quite the journey here in this race, and still got half of it left to go with still one more Code 69 with the potential of happening in the next 15 minutes.
So we're halfway. I expect pit stops now. No, this is clearly going to be a one-stop race. That's why nobody pitted under the first Code 69. However, we're now halfway, so these cars, I mean, I'd imagine the pit window is open. You can clearly make it the rest of the way from here, especially if you get a Code 69. It should be super easy. So when do you go for the pit? I mean, do you go for the undercut if you're in traffic? If someone like John Combs, you got 4.5 seconds over Ben Williams at this point, which, by the way, tip of the cap to Ben Williams and John Combs. Both these guys running up front since the start of the race. I think that's fantastic. Here you go, pit stops underway. Chris Flams, Jeremy Castro in the pits.
First two drivers under green flag conditions coming in. They did not pit under the Code 69 around 10 minutes into this race. So a strategic call being made. Giovanni Romano looking for third. And he fights his way onto a podium.
Looking on the back of Ben Williams now. Just continuing to slowly make his way to the front. Don't know when these guys are going to be pitting, but it's probably going to be very soon now at this point. So I'm curious to see. We keep an eye on the times here. We saw Castro come in. We saw... I think it was Flams came in as well. Flams is up there running near the front, I believe. So we keep an eye and see where these guys are when they come out and completely cycle through.
I'm just waiting.
In a pack like this.
I'm just waiting for these guys to go 3 wide through turn 10. It cost the ultimate.
Somebody's going to do it. Oh yeah, somebody's going to do it. 100%. 100%. I like the gap John Combs is pulling out over Ben Williams, too. I mean, that gap has been slowly increasing. As now Ben Williams is side by side with Gio down the front straightaway. Gio's now up to P2. More cars pitting. Ronenberg's just pitted.
Ronenberg trying to see if he can't pull something off with an undercut strategy, and I can't say I blame him. I mean, he has had just not the night that he needs to win this championship. So at this point, why not try something to get you out of a jam? I mean, worst thing that happens is it just gets worse. But it's hard for that to be the case when Giovanni Romano is looking on track to take the lead by the end of this race.
Got to try something. Just do what he doesn't, right? To look out the windshield. Did Romano pit? No, then I will. Here's a side-by-side battle here through 5, 6, and 7.
See a bit of a check of the brakes there for Darren Bai. Had to slip in behind Tyler Carlton. As we make our way back down Bayshore Drive, Aaron Thacker getting close to the tail of Evan Campbell. Does he make a move? No, he's going to back out and almost fall to the clutch of Tyler Carlton.
Lots of good battles all the way around the racetrack. We're down leaders in the pits. John Combs pitting.
Combs into the box. He is not the only one, as you got yourself Ben Williams and Chris Bright in just behind him. Scott Fleming as well. Ron Wolf, Aaron Thacker. Here comes the horde into pit road.
Most notably, though, Giovanni Romano did not come into the pits. He's got enough fuel saved in that car for one more lap. It's going to make him have a little bit of a shorter pit stop next time he comes around because he needs less fuel to finish the race. But more importantly, he's also in clean air. Right now, he's running the track in clean air. He can do hot laps from now if he needs to. I want to see where he comes out relative to John Combs on the other side of this. So what kind of out lap and in lap can these guys do to either build the gap or shrink the gap? Or not shrinking. That's not even a word, is it? Shrink the gap.
And you see everybody was in, and now they're making their way back out onto the racetrack. Some drivers opting for tires, others going for fuel only. The taking tire strategy confuses me, to be honest. I would have thought... I would have thought it would have just been worth it to stay on the old tires. Unless it's a case where... Right, no, sorry. We keep seeing it because it takes longer to take fuel than to change tires. So it's just worth it to do it.
Yeah, and it's not like some of the other series we've had where, like the TCRs and things, you never wanted to change tires because it always took forever to warm them back up on the other side. So sounds like it's really no loss here taking the tires, getting the extra grip. But Gio's in. So Gio and Ringo are in the pits. Now, where does it come out relative to John Combs? Is this the pit stop that gives him the lead, or is John going to be doing an out lap here that's going to be able to get him back out in front of Giovanni Romano?
John Combs making his way down the front straightaway right now, so Romano does not have a lot of time. He wants to get out of pit road, still sitting in the box. Still there. Combs is around him in turn 1.
And around him with a healthy gap, too. Let's see where the gap is coming out.
So there's
Romano on track.
And there's John Combs. Romano's the 4th car in line. So not actually that much, because remember, the pit exit lets you cut all the way across turns 1 and 2. So you shave off quite a few times. He has actually cut out a whole second from going long.
I see, yeah, so there you go. But what's going on with Romano? He's dropping down the time tower. He's in the wall. Shivon Romano in the wall, turn 4, got in the tire barrier. He was backing up onto the track.
Eric Ronenberg now right behind him, 1 second down. But remember, he's got to score 58 points and outscore Ronenberg. Right now, he's not doing that.
But that's a big setback for Romano. He was basically net P2. We didn't see what happened going into turn 4, but he was basically nose first into the barrier and had to reverse the car. Let's see if we get a replay here. It's with Romano. Oh, he got hit.
Oh,
who hit him?
Kyle Smith. Why, I don't know. There's Smith. I think he's trying to let him through.
He jumps out of the way and then just...
He came back. He misjudged it. He thought he would have been around him by then.
Wow. I would not want to be in the post-race trailer after that one, but I don't think... I mean, for Gio... I mean, let's be honest, Nolan. We think we know what's going to happen with the points, but beer league points are complicated. Drop weeks, beers drinking, drunken bonus points, sprint races. We think we know that Ronenberg needs 58 points. We'll see. At this stage, we'll see. Because right now they're nose to tail, and that's very, very close.
Oh, Alex. Alex King is
struggling.
not having a good day today.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He went into the wall just in turn 5, then spun out again in the middle of 6 and 7. So Fleming, Milhot, Flans, and more still looking to fight this one out. 21 minutes, or 21 and a half minutes to go here. Only 6 before the Code 69 window closes for the day.
Couple cars up front. Tyler Augustino, Jason Lee need to pit one more time to get to the end. We see Sebastian Close just now pitting, doing his second stop of the day. Net leader at this point is going to be John Combs.
Looking for another win.
He's got a healthy gap over second place. That's going to be Ben Williams, 10 seconds right now. Looking like a good finish here for John Combs, regardless of what happens anything else at this point. Just 20 minutes to bring it home. He can do it.
There's Romano trying to claw through the field, and Ronenberg right up his bumper. Just trying to follow. Carlton and Castro being forced to make way for what could be a future 3-time beer league champion. Romano went back-to-back with titles in seasons 4, and then, of course, when we came on board in season 5. But ever since has been winless in terms of overall seasons. Looking for his first championship in 3 years.
It's incredible. It's hard to believe it was that long ago, too, to be fair. It seems like so long ago, but 15, or I guess 14 seasons of beer league is pretty incredible. As Ronenberg's off the road.
No! Look out, that's going to stack a bunch of drivers up, but that's not going to do him any favors.
Now, Ronenberg's story has been consistency. I mean, he's had some rough races here and there, but he's, aside from the incidents, he usually finishes pretty good. And tonight is a little anomalous for him. He's not quite in the spot where he normally like to see him. I'm guessing he's drinking beers, trying to make up some points, hoping for the best, letting it fly by the wind, but we'll see.
Eric Ronenberg, like you say, his story is consistency. The only problem is Romano, also consistent, and he's just flat out finished better, more consistently. I mean, he's gotten a couple wins this season, a lot of podiums this season. Romano has been in peak form, and I can't remember the last time you've seen Romano in such a good position to take the championship win, because usually he's in these fights, but it's more of a long shot by the time we get to the last race.
Yeah, well, it's interesting for Romano because he doesn't drink. I mean, it's beer league, but he doesn't drink. So his entire points haul, right? Every point he's earned is on track. It's through racing. It's through overtaking other cars. And then when you add in the whole layer, the fact that he never qualifies, like he never finishes the sprint race, he starts every race from the back of the field. And he consistently is able to land. Like I said, 7 of the 14 series in beer league, 7 of 13. He's been in the top 3 of the championship. He only raced. I don't think he even raced the first season, so that don't even count that one. But it's an incredible performance. It really is. He's a good dude. He contributes to the league, talks about things, and he's been around for a long time. So it's good to see him having a good run. It's good to see him actually getting up and getting a good championship finish here. Tries to navigate around another car. We've seen that go to tears before.
Yeah, a few times this race, in fact. 2.5 minutes and the Code 69 window draws to a close. What do you think? Do we get that last minute shakeup? I mean, we've had some close ones this season.
Yeah, I think I would normally say yes just for the giggles of it, but I think it's happened every time so far. So tonight I would say no. Tonight I think the random bot's going to just not give us a second Code 69. I think this is how we're going to run to the end. It doesn't really change a whole lot because no one's pitting anymore, but it would definitely bunch the field back up. And I mean, let's play hypotheticals, Nolan. Let's talk about it. We're here. So worst thing that could happen right now for Giovanni Romano, Code 69, and then some incident on the restart that gives Eric Ronenberg all the places over top of him. And then even that's a long shot. It's still a long shot, but I mean, we've seen Math do funny things in beer league before.
I mean, even then, Ronenberg would still need to have a run of epic proportions to realistically win this race. The only way he wins this, I think, the only way he gets this championship, I feel, is if he wins. That's 56 points. He didn't score any. And unless he's drank 6 beers to make up for that, then he could finish second. But I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I think they said that his average bonus points are usually 5 per week. So that puts him down. He's got to finish at least second. Yeah, I mean, and second's even 1 point short for what he needs to do.
Oh! Well, we nearly had stage 1.
There you go. Teammate on teammate violence there. Gio got through. Almost trying to get through. They start getting a little aggressive here around these cars. One car smacking the wall further back. I think that was Aaron Thacker.
It was. Augustino and Lee are into the pits. John Combs back to the point.
With a healthy gap, too. 13 seconds. He's continuing to pull ahead. John apparently loves this track. Getting the work done. Ben Williams, Chris Bright got a good battle here for second place. Both of them quietly having good runs. I mean, how about Ben Williams up there in the top 3? I'm going to go back and look, see when his best finish has been in the past so far in Beer League. But, Chris Bright's been up there a few times as well.
And just like that, Code 69 window is closed. We are in this one for the long haul. And our only Code 69 of the night will come at just 10 minutes in.
Doing a little bit of stat checking here in the past. Best finish for Ben Williams in Beer League through 62 starts. He got 6th at the Miami Autodrome last week in the MX-5. That's his best finish. A few top 7s, an 8th and a 9th, a few 10ths. Never a top 5. Looking for his first top 5, and honestly, his first second place.
One of the rookies there having a bit of a moment. There's a lunge to the inside, but Campbell can't make it happen on Castro. And you've also got Darren Bai looking for the inside of Matthew Dupuy, but he's not able to get the run going that he needed.
Chris Bright up there at 3rd place, trying to snap second from from Ben Williams. Of course, Chris Bright does have one win in the Beer League. He got it back in the Spec Racer Ford at Circuit Zolder way back in 2024. And then a few top twos, handful of top fives. So I think I mean, John Combs obviously having a great night up there as well, looking for his next win. Ben Williams having the run of his career right now. 13 minutes to go, and it's like he's going to be able to, I mean, even a top three if Bright does get by him. Look at this battle into the turn.
Oh, and around goes there and by, and he's going to back it up into Jason Lee. Into Carson Catlin, sorry.
Teammates, man. What's going on here?
Alien Workshop is not having a good day, are they?
Nah, you can't take out the boss. What's going on there? Well, nice battle here between Flams and Fleming.
Quite a few battles still yet to go in racing action this afternoon. Tell you what, let's ride on board here with Giovanni Romano as he continues to charge his way to the front on his way to a third championship. We'll let you feel the noise on Green Flag TV. 8.5 minutes to go, and the battles continue to rage on. Once again, my name is Nolan Rempel alongside Chris Hannigan, bringing you the final race of beer league action in season 14. It has been a journey, to put it mildly, here this afternoon, and I'm sure a roller coaster of emotions for several drivers. John Combs out in front by 16.5 seconds, looking for his first race win in over a year in the beer league. Last took it back in 2024 in the Spec Racer Fords, whereas Giovanni Romano looking for his first championship since 23.
Yeah, good time for some old names to get some new tricks here. I mean, John Combs, what a legendary drive tonight. Has not made a wheel wrong all night. Such a commanding gap over Ben Williams, who's also having the run of his career. Never had a top 5 in the beer league, sitting comfortably in the top 3 at this stage. Yeah, he's defending against Chris Bright for second, but these two are not having the run of their career right now.
That is Madole and Beckman, it looks like.
We're seeing Madole quite a bit on the broadcast tonight. He's been having a rough evening. Replay, let's see.
There's Tom Madole.
He's getting a little lazy spin. Oh, no.
No, it was Alex King.
And then Madole just happened to crash into the party. Not his fault at all.
Giovanni Romano jumping into the 3rd place spot here this afternoon. The 5th place spot, sorry. Back into the top 5. That's what I'm trying to say. It's hot in the office. I'm feeling the heat. That's my excuse for the day. Romano now within 0.3 of Scott Fleming, trying to see if he can't make a run at 4th.
I think he can make a run all the way to 2nd at this point. He's still got like 5 laps to get. I mean, he's only 3 seconds off of Ben Williams at this point, or really 2 seconds, a little more than 2 seconds off. I think Giovanni Romano still got a shot for 2nd place here. He could be the spoiler in Ben Williams' podium party. If Chris Bright can get past Ben Williams, and who knows if he's really, at this point, like he could just be comfortable riding in 3rd, but he might make a move here at the end. But Giovanni Romano is not comfortable riding around behind another car. He is working his way up there, and he's still got plenty of time to get up there at the top 2.
He would only have to reel in 1.5 seconds to break onto the podium. He's playing it very patiently, though, and I think Giovanni Romano just keen to kind of ride this one out. He knows he's got this thing pretty much locked up. There's no way he doesn't. So he's just content to ride this out. Bueller down the inside of Matthew Dupuis into the final corner, able to make the move, putting him into the top 15.
Good move for Dupuis there, getting past Jason Lee. Agostino, Tyler versus Tyler in the turn 1. Agostino versus Carlton. Agostino gets the move done.
And teammates at that as well.
Haven't seen Tyler Agostino have a lot of success in the MX-5s this season. You know, Tyler, former champion in the GT4s back in season 8. Never a stranger to the top. He was also 2nd in the championship back in the Mustang days, way back in season 5, but haven't seen Tyler really get under these MX-5s and have good runs. Seems like he's always kind of struggling to get up toward the front, but at this stage, oh, is that Carson in the wall? Or is that one of the? That's one of the.
It's Ryan Verhulst. And that happens right after Chris Bright takes 2nd place away from Ben Williams. Giovanni Romano continuing to close from behind, looking to get around Scott Fleming.
That's going to regulate Ben Williams down to 3rd, who's now under threat from Flemings and Romano. Can Ben Williams make a move back under Chris Bright to get back up to 2nd? Romano's looking under, looks like some lap traffic right now as he tries to get up toward Scott Fleming still. Got alien cars all over the place right now.
Yeah, that one just jamming on the bind to let these guys through. Ben Williams, by the way, not going to take his loss of 2nd place lying down. He's closing the gap to Chris Bright and looking like he wants to battle for it.
As he should. This is the best run Ben Williams has had in a long time. Finish strong. Get up there. Don't settle. Get that podium spot. Got to get past Bryce, though. You got to put Bryce between you and Romano at this stage, or else Romano's going to get up there, because Romano's now up to P5. Maybe 3 laps to go here at this point to get it done.
If that. Might even be 2.
Yeah, podium's definitely on the cards here for Ben Williams. You gotta race hard here, finish strong.
We'll see this one pans out for John Combs. There they are, coming through the final chicane and into the final turn. Chris Bright continuing to hold on up front, with Ben Williams looking to run him down in second. Potential for this to be 2 laps to go, maybe 3. We'll see what Barney the Flagman is showing next time by at the line.
Kind of the unspoken driver in this party here that's having a really good run's got a shot at all this is Scott Fleming. I mean, he's been quietly running up front all night. Look at Ben Williams running around the outside. That's going to be a hard move to get done. He's getting a little bit of a push from Fleming's, though. And Romano's going to dive under Fleming. 2x2, standing the door.
Look out! Bright goes around!
Oh, no.
Chris Bright sideways. And Ben Williams retakes second.
Oh, that may be looked at after the race. You'd hate to see it for his first top 3 of the season. That little asterisk hanging over. That was an interesting. I don't know. He kind of just turned in heading into the corner like he wasn't there. But now he's under threat from Fleming, so that's going to put all these guys up 1 spot, including Romano up to 4th. Fleming's up on the podium now. Definitely going to be the white flag next time by, but who's going to finish on the top 3 in this party?
Ben Williams has never gotten a top 5 finish in his beer league career. The closest he came was 6th place last week in Miami. Looking set to try to take this one home. And I'm not seeing a white flag being waved. I don't think this is the final lap.
John Combs may have gotten so far out in front, he's going to give these boys another lap to go around it as well. Now, a lot of these guys pitted right at halfway. Don't anticipate fuel challenges here, but with 1 extra lap, it might do it. There comes Scott Fleming up the inside of Ben Williams. He's got the nose there. Is he far left alongside? The answer is no. It's going to let Ben close the door. They're going to go back to the left around turn 6s and 7. Meanwhile, Romano's there all over the back of Fleming as well. He wants to get up there on the podium.
Trouble. Harrison around back end of the field. So yet more issues for the driver of the 751. This is what happened to him. Just lost the tail end, nose it hard into the wall. Now the fight's underway as Ben Williams tries to get something working here. And it is going to be the checker flag. This is the final lap. Combs didn't make it back. John Combs, 3rd race win, first one since 2024 into the final quarter. Ben Williams will look to take his first podium of his beer league career. And Giovanni Romano is the season 14 champion. His first title in 3 years. 2023 in the Mustangs. And after all this time, Gio is back on top.
Seems like it's taken way too long for that to happen. I don't believe it's been that long since Giovanni Romano's claimed a beer league championship. It just seems unfathomable.
Holy cow. There's some impressive air going on here.
That was pretty good.
We got some 10-pointers here on that one.
I mean,
I like the pole vault strategy.
So
who can clear them all?
They're so bouncy. It's so funny.
Anybody else? Do we got any more?
Oh, there's got to be more.
We got more. We got more. They're not done yet. Oh, he messed it up at the end. He got sideways going in. Come on, Ringo. Do us proud.
Oh.
There's one. You know what? I will give Ringo bonus points because he managed to clear a wall himself. Okay, well, whoever that was gets 0 points.
The way they bounce off the tire wall is so funny to me. Okay.
Oh, boy. What a ride. Giovanni Romano. We have a lot of firsts here. Giovanni Romano, his first championship since season 5 3 years ago. John Combs, his first win in over a year, and his third as well. And how about that? It's one for the threes as Ben Williams, his first ever beer league podium. You could not have scripted a more storybook finish for several drivers in this league. John Combs comes home number 1, Williams in 2, Scott Fleming in 3rd, and Romano, finally the champion once again, is back in 4th. Flams in 5th, Wolf in 6th, Thacker, Ronenberg, Augustino, and Carlton round out the top 10.
11th place is going to be Alexander Bueller, Jeremy Castro in 12th, Jason Lee 13th, Evan Campbell 14th, Matthew Dupuis in 15th, Chris Bright regulated down to 16th after that late incident, Darren By 17th, Tom Adol 18th, Sebastian Close in 19th, Ringo Harrison round up the top 20.
From there, Greg Beckman and Adam Joseph Milhod, the last cars on the lead lap. Murphy, Hall, Condi, Tucker, alongside Verhulst, Purcell, Gamble, and Clayton, all finishing this race 1 lap down.
31st be Bryce Berlin, 32nd Jordan Babcock, 33rd Kyle Smith, Alex King 34th, Carson Catlin down in 35th.
And that is going to be it then for racing action here this afternoon. What a emotional day for a lot of drivers in this league, and let's see if we can't get the chance to give a chit chat in here to several of the drivers that come home, numbers 1, 2, and 3 this afternoon. And we'll look to kick things off first and foremost with your new season 14 champion. It is Giovanni Romano coming home number 1. Gio, this has got to feel like a very sweet afternoon, because after 3 long years since we first came on board to season 5, finally you put the 99 car back where it belongs, right on top. How are you feeling after a commanding drive to take this one?
Pretty good. Like you said, it's been a really long time. Seems like I never really had the luck come together, and frankly, it is a lot of luck for it to come together to win the championship. And yeah, it just kind of went well this year. I think I did a lot better than I thought I would with this car, and got a few wins, and helped a little bit by Ethan having to do his homework. So that shout out to him though, because he was really, really fast, and I think if he was here tonight, it would have been a good championship battle. But I'll take it anyways. Yeah, it's really nice.
You're able to walk this one off on what was a stellar afternoon for you today, and realistically, this season was one of the ones where we've seen you in the best form in a very long time. What was it about this car that just clicked with you?
I don't know. I think I got better at it over the course of the season. At the start, I think it'd been a long time since I'd driven the car, so I was a little bit, I think, rusty with it, and didn't really have as much confidence. And I think in the last 2/3 of the season, maybe after the first 2 races, I clicked with it and seemed like I was just able to find speed with it really quickly, really easily, and also doing a good job with saving fuel and just in general. Yeah, it just clicked, and I think it helped that it's pretty easy car to pass in generally. You got a lot of toe to make moves, and it's really small, so even at a track like tonight, it's still possible to pass, even though it's a tight street circuit.
Well, looking forward into the next races coming on up, what's going to be the game plan for that number 99 car? Do you think you'll be able to keep this momentum going into the next season?
Oh, sure. Depends on what the car is. We'll have to see. I think focus for me right now is the FTR season coming up, starting this weekend, also being broadcasted live on Green Flag TV. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun.
Well, we'll wish you the best of luck then when we go racing once again not a week from today, but next time on Season 15. Congratulations on finally becoming a 3-time champion after so much trying. We'll see you when we go racing next time out.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Giovanni Romano comes home number 1 this afternoon. Chris, you've managed to catch up with our race winner tonight, John Combs.
That's right. John Combs got his 3rd win of the season this evening at St. Petersburg. New track, but John, that was a dominating performance. You were, 16, 17 seconds ahead of the field by the end of that race. Walk us through it, man.
Yeah, there was like an accident turn 2 or 3, lap 1 or 2 in the race, and that I was able to jump from 12th to 4th or something. And I think that was just huge for getting ahead of a pile of cars. And then I know those guys are racing really hard, so just able to be in front of it. I finished with a 0x, and I think that's telling of how the race went. It was just like not a whole lot going on, just drive, and drive hard.
Was the track, it seemed like the track was kind of hard to pass on. I mean, street circuit obviously a little bit tighter than all the rest of them, but it seemed like a hard track to pass on, but it seemed like it just kind of fit your style and with the, tap the brakes, turn the car, hit the gas, go. I mean, what is it about this track and this car? Because you've also had a lot of really good runs in this car this season. You got second last week in Miami as well. What is it about this combo that just suits you?
I don't know. Yeah, the car is great. I've driven a lot on this car, as a lot of us have, and I just like that rear wheel drive. I mean, real slick on the rear end, throttle steer. Comes from my drifting background, probably, but yeah, I just really enjoyed being able to ride upright on the walls and kind of right to the limit there.
Any thoughts about what the car for next season would be?
No, I was going to ask you to pick. You want to make a call here?
Oh, we got to bring the TCRs back then, right? No.
Are you driving them?
No, you can't say it. So, yeah, well, thanks, John. Hey, congratulations tonight on the win, man. It was a dominating performance. I think the best win I've seen out of you so far. I look forward to seeing you next season.
Thanks, man.
All right, that was John Combs. And let's pass it over to Nolan, who's standing by with our second place finisher, Ben Williams.
Ben Williams comes home with his first ever beer league podium here this afternoon. Ben, gotta feel good for you on this one as you're finally able to shake the chip off your shoulder after 64 starts. Talk us through the afternoon and how you finally take that car to its first second place finish.
I got lucky that once the heat race had finished, I just got flipped to the front, and I was just able to mostly stay out of the chaos until the very end with me and Chris. Unfortunately, yeah, we just didn't quite make it through there together, and I just came out on top and was just able to stay out of all the chaos for the most part. So pure luck.
Overall, it has been a I think a trying journey. I think for that 187 car. You've had a bit of a mixed history here in the beer league, but overall, I think it's safe to say this season has definitely been a high point for you, especially this final race. Do you still have any long-term aspirations for this league? Where do you see that 187 in about a season or so here?
I really hope that we get into something else like a GR86 or something that's a nice close spec racing car, something that's like a little slidey, kind of like the MX-5, and maybe I can get back on the podium again.
Well, after all of that, how would you sum up the season here today?
Oh, and absolutely a blast. Can't wait for us to circle back around to MX-5s again.
Well, congratulations on taking your first ever podium, and hopefully this is not the last time we'll be speaking to you in the Green Flight TV booth. Congratulations on that first podium at long last, and we'll see you next time out.
Thank you.
And then last but not least today, Chris, it's going to be Scott Fleming. He comes home third. Chris, you there? Well, that's...
Oops, sorry about
there
that.
we
I
go.
got double muted. That was not what I didn't have. Hey, Scott, welcome to the booth. Yeah, it looks like you had a great run tonight up there hanging out near the top 5 most of the evening. Was able to sneak up to the podium there after some late incidents between Bright and Ben. But, I mean, you've been up there all season. I think this is your third top 3 of the season. So walk us through the evening. How did you get up on the podium?
Yeah, I don't know. I think for a lot of us tonight, it was just a matter of like figuring the track out. Not many of us have driven here before, and it was just like a matter of driving on instinct, I guess you would say. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. First half of the race, lots of incidents, and yeah, it was just a matter of keeping your nose clean. I think like throughout the first half of the season, I got caught up in a lot of things, and tonight it was like you got through 1 or 2 incidents and managed to get my nose through, and it was like, oh my god, maybe this is the one again. It's just like one of those nights you got to connect the dots, and hopefully things work out on the Lady Luck side too.
Absolutely. I made the comment during the race that you were kind of just running a quiet race up there, not being too dramatic or anything. And at the end of the race, you're there. You're in the top 3. I know the battle near the end of the top battle was, especially with Gio right behind you, the last 5 or 6 minutes of that race had to be intense. But you held him off the entire time.
Yeah, I don't know. He flew by me in the first half of the race, and then he kind of got caught up in some incidents there. And at that point, it was just a matter of kind of hanging on and seeing what was going to happen. I mean, there's not much defending him when he gets on your ass. it's a matter of time before he hunts you down. But I think time was on my side tonight, and just before the timer ran out, that was good. And then yeah, going into that one corner on the back straight, I had a move earlier in the night that worked on the outside, and I was thinking, let's just give Ben a little nudge on the outside, and he'll get around. And unfortunately, they got together, and yeah, we all know what happened. So it's unfortunate to see that, but things worked out in the end. And I think all around it was just a fun season all around. It was great out there.
Well, this is the season of threes for you. It's your third top 3 of the season. Plus, you got third in the championship. Congratulations on that. Anybody you want to thank on the way out?
I don't think so. Other than the guys that make all these liveries out there, big cheers to them. I mean, these cars look great every season. Like, come on, what do you got to say about that? It's awesome to see that. So that, and yeah, it's been so much fun out there racing with everyone. So cheers to all the guys.
All right, Scott. Congratulations, man. We'll see you next season.
Cheers, man. Take it easy.
And Chris, that brings our coverage of season 14 to a close. What a wild afternoon it has been, and a storybook ending for many drivers. But season 15 is not too far away.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? Giovanni Romano, third championship. Eric Ronenberg ended up getting second at the championship. Scott Themming got third. Ethan Hamlet, because he didn't race, got regulated down all the way to fourth in the championship. But yeah, what a season. How about John Combs, by the way? Got a top 10 in the championship after that final win. Moved up 11 spots, was 21st coming into that series. So great finish, great season, great car. Yeah, looking forward to the next one.
When we go racing next time on Green Flag TV, it is going to be tomorrow afternoon for the Worldwide Technology Raceway and Formula College. Speed is back for more at Darlington. And then on Saturday, the VSCA Sports Car Championship takes the WeatherTech Raceway for good old Course de Monterrey. And then the FTR events Almeida Racing Academy has its debut with the 6 hours of Spa in the Ardennes forests of Belgium. We want to find out more about who we are and what we can offer you. Check us out today at www.greenflagtv. Another big thank you to the Beer League for having us on board for a 14th consecutive season, a 9th consecutive season for season 14. We are excited to be back for season number 15 as well. It's only a few weeks away, and we are hoping that it's going to be just as thrilling as what we have experienced throughout the last 9 weeks of racing. Thank you all so much once again for joining us here on Green Flag TV, and we will see you all next time when we go racing in the Beer League.